So what is going on, everybody? This is your boy Universal Veteran here again today with another video. Today it's gonna be a weird topic that I really haven't talked about, but while I talk about this and discuss what I'm about to discuss with you, I'm going to be doing the dishes. So kind of something new, different things, something different going on. So like I said, while I do this, I'm going to be doing the dishes because I'm cleaning up the house today and getting everything cleaned up, and I'm stuck doing the dishes today. So, I just got off work. I went up to Woodbury, Minnesota. It's about 412 miles away. It's up by Minneapolis. It wasn't too bad. I left here around 11:30 last night, and I docked out at 1 o'clock. I got back here at just about 30 minutes ago, so just took a shower, and now we're starting to clean. So the subject that I want to cover today is kind of different. Like I said, it's not something I typically do, but I want to tell you guys the reasons why I became a truck driver and the motivation behind it. As most of you, a lot of you probably don't know who I am if you don't stay tuned to my videos and you don't watch them on a regular basis. My name is Anthony. I grew up in Iowa. Well, you could say I grew up in Iowa. I moved around a lot when I was younger, up until about 16 years old. But for the most part, I grew up in Iowa. I've been here most of my life, and I have a son. His name is Ander. I am with my current fiance, Sonia. We've been together for almost 3 years in November, which is only a few months away. But last year I got into truck driving. I would say the biggest reason when I first started, the reason why I wanted to get into truck driving is because I always enjoyed driving semi, or I always enjoyed driving as itself. I mean, I always loved taking long distance trips, seeing the country, seeing different parts of the United States that I typically don't get to see that often. I liked the fact, then let's get down. I liked the fact that I was able to go see different parts of the world, different parts of the country. Hold up, I want to sit you guys differently. Angle you a little bit better. So I like the fact that I was able to pretty much explore the United States and not be tied down. That was one of the main reasons I got into truck driving, is because I did enjoy driving trucks and I enjoyed being around in the open. Well, the reason I got into truck driving itself and the motivation behind it is, like I said, I just enjoy driving, and it felt like a way for me to, oh, that's still fucking dirty, explore the world, but still be able to come home and provide for a family. I mean, at that particular point in time, when I was beginning in truck driving, that was really my only option at that point. I mean, if I had other options at that particular time, because Sonia Ander was just born, I really wasn't doing anything with my life. I had to get my priorities straight, and I had to get things done. And I wasn't doing that the way I was before I was driving a truck. I didn't have my priorities straight, and I wasn't pretty much benefiting anybody at that point. I mean, I was smoking weed all the time, and I was pretty much just doing nothing. And I mean, even when Ander was born, I was still doing nothing, because I mean, it didn't set in that I was a father and I had priorities. Now that I've been home more often, I realize what my priorities are and what I need to be doing, and it's made me open my eyes a little bit, and that's why I pursued this truck driving thing so adamantly, is because I feel like I finally found something that makes me happy and I enjoy doing on a regular basis, but being able to come home and spend time with my family, because that's ultimately what the entire goal is to be able to provide for my family and be able to be with them, and be able to be with my son, being able to be with Ander or Sonia, and make them happy. Now, the reasons I enjoy trucking is, I mean, it's fun seeing the United States, and it's fun being able to go off and do different things. I've been thinking about this subject all night, guys, because I've been wanting to make a video and do something differently with this video. So I feel like, in my personal view, how I see things is, I'm not the most experienced driver out there, obviously. I mean, I only have a year experience, but I feel like I know a little bit about this trucking industry and the motivation behind why other drivers want to do it. I feel like driving a truck is my passion. I mean, it's something that I love, and it's something that I feel prideful in, that I can say that I'm making an impact on society, because in reality, I kind of am. I mean, the Target account that I'm under, I mean, I deliver to Targets, I deliver all the food. I mean, I deliver pretty much, if you go to Iowa, if you live in Iowa, you live in Wisconsin, you live in Illinois, and Minnesota, if you live in any of those parts, if you go shop for your food in Target in any one of those stores, anywhere in the state of those 4 states, I've more than likely delivered that food. And it's nice to know that I'm able to provide families with the food that they need to live. I mean, it's humbling to know that my actions is what's benefiting other people from being able to do the things and be able to continue living, if that makes sense. It's also I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy being able to go to a different store every day, because I mean, there's some weeks that I will do the same stores and some weeks that I will go pretty much the same routes. But most of the times, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of Targets out there. I mean, I haven't even been to every single one. I mean, I've only been here for 2 months, but even some of the guys that have been doing this for 2 years haven't been to every single store. Now, give me a second. I want to make sure I'm still recording this video. I can't tell. Oh, yeah, I saw him. Okay. So, even some of these drivers who have been doing this on this account for 2 years haven't gone to every single store. And I mean, it's fun and it's challenging, and I like the challenge. I mean, I personally feel like if you're, as a truck driver, if you're not being challenged on a daily basis, you're doing something wrong. I mean, there's some days, yes, I will drive the same route, and some days I will drive on roads that don't offer any challenge at all. It's just one straight road to the Target, and there's no difficulties involved. But sometimes you need that challenge. Every day you need to be putting some kind of effort into your job, because I mean, let's say you're in California, right? I know there's this one road that when I was with CRST, there's this one long ass fucking road that you drive on, and it's pretty much, it's like 600 straight miles, and there's nothing. It's like desert fucking nothing. It's from California, I believe, to Texas, and there's nothing to do. And you could say at the end of the day, you drove 600, let's say 650 miles on that road. You got all the way to Texas, so you're like, woohoo, I've done everything, and I've got here, mission accomplished. Well, if you want to keep developing your skills as a truck driver, you want to keep practicing. You want to continuously put some effort into driving. I mean, anybody can drive 600 miles a day and make a living off of it. But if you're not adamantly trying to improve your driving ability, I feel like you're not maximizing the potential you have of being a safe, productive driver. So let's say you did that 650 miles on that route from California to Texas, and you just got done with the day. Why not find the most crowded truck stop you could possibly find, and find the stupidest, most unrealistic backing position you could possibly do and attempt it? Because you just drove 660 miles with no effort. There was nothing to do, straight long fucking road all the way from California to Texas. Why not the last thing that you do that day is something challenging that you can say, okay, I did something productive. I did a blind side back in a parking spot that most drivers can't get into. Instead of just pulling straight in and just be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna end my shift today. It just doesn't seem like you're maximizing the potential that you could be doing while you're driving. Same concept with, I love driving in the city. The reason why is because it's a fucking challenge. It's difficult, and drivers are fucking stupid out there. Four-wheelers are goddamn retarded, and they don't do the safest things. They don't do I mean, it's a challenge. You have to be wary every second, because you never know what's going to change. And I enjoy that because I feel like it's something different. It's making me wonder, okay, what the fuck is that dude going to do? And I feel like I'm happiest when I'm driving a truck through like Atlanta, St. Louis, New York, LA. I mean, it sucks when I'm there, but afterwards, once I get out of that situation, once I get out of the city, I'm like, damn, I made it through there alive. I did everything correctly. I had to go through some obstacles that I typically don't have to deal with because I drive through the countryside, and I drive through long ass roads that have nothing to do. It's just one straight highway, like I-80. Like driving I-80 from Iowa, you can go that all the way up to New York, and there's like nothing. There's no difficulties involved. There's nothing. So I feel like it benefits me, and it makes me a better driver out there. It makes me more safety conscious, because now that I've seen those hazards in the bigger cities, now I know what to expect when I leave out of them, and I can be more cautious. I mean, drivers have a tendency of falling under a routine, and we actually had a safety meeting about a month and a half ago, and this guy was bitching and complaining and saying, oh, well, you guys are just talking about the same thing, and you're just expecting the same type of answers, and you're expecting the same kind of responses. You guys talk about the same things. What's the point of having these safety meetings if you're talking about the same things? Well, I didn't want to say it. I didn't say it, but my response, if I was going to say exactly how I felt, is in regards to a safety meetings or driving or anything, drivers have a tendency to fall under a routine. We get comfortable with what we're doing. When we get used to a specific route or a specific way of driving, specific place that we're going to, like me, since I'm going to Targets, some weeks I'll go to the same routes every single time. They'll be the same routes. We have a tendency to get complacent when it comes to driving, because we think, oh, I'm just gonna start my shift today and I'm gonna drive the same route. I've been on this place 100 times and nothing's gonna happen. No traffic's ever on this road. Nothing's different. I mean, it's the same bullshit. And that's the problem we drivers have, and that's the reason why we have safety meetings or safety briefings, or we have classes that we have to attend to, is because they're trying to teach us that, hey, don't get complacent. Don't get used to your routes, because at any moment, anything can change. When you get used to a specific route and you feel like there's nothing that could go wrong, then that's when something usually goes wrong. Nobody wakes up in the morning, or nobody does their shift and says, hey, today I'm gonna get into an accident. Nobody says that. Nobody wakes up and starts their shift saying, I'm just gonna get into a rollover. I'm just going to kill somebody today. Nobody does that. And in a brief second, everything can change. Your life can change drastically, and you could ultimately kill somebody because of the vehicle that you're driving. I mean, this job is not for everybody, and I feel like a lot of drivers come out of school and they don't respect what it takes to be a truck driver. Because, I mean, it's not necessarily the hardest thing in the world, but it takes a lot of perseverance to be able to continuously better yourself and make yourself a better driver without causing incidents and accidents. So that's what I say when that person said, hey, we were just talking about the same thing, the safety briefings, bullshit, whatever. I mean, it's not bullshit, it's benefiting you, because it's reminding us every day that the next time you get into that truck and the next time you get into that driver's seat, you can ultimately die or end up killing somebody or somebody's family. And you always have to be wary of that. You always have to be conscious of what's going on, and that's why I enjoy driving. It's because I have so much respect for the trucking industry, and I have so much respect for truck drivers themselves, because we're under a lot of pressure out there, and we are put to a higher standing. It's like the military. The military's put at a higher standing when you're out in public and when you're presenting yourself, because you're representing the United States military. When you're driving out on the road and when you're driving, you're not just representing the company that you're working for. You're representing the trucking industry as a whole, because when truck drivers do mistakes and when they swerve over into someone else's lane and they slam on brakes and they don't do anything, people remember that and they have a bad taste. So every time they come up to a next truck, regardless what company it's for, they automatically assume, okay, that driver's gonna fuck up again and he's gonna try to kill me. And that's how people see truck drivers, and it's a bad stigma to be in, but we can only change what we do. We can only better ourselves if we want to, or we can only change the trucking industry's the way people think about us if we're willing to change how we operate a semi as a whole. I mean, this is a team cooperation, and obviously we're not going to meet everybody, but still, that's why I say these things on these videos, because hopefully somebody will hear it and somebody will understand that, hey, you're operating a vehicle that weighs gross weight of 80,000 pounds. You have barely any stopping power, and you need to always be wary of the next corner or that next road. You always need to be looking in your mirrors. You always need to be checking. You always need to be having that following distance. You always need to be safe. Regardless what you do and how you do it, you always need to remember that the next time you drive that truck, you could kill somebody, or you could kill yourself. So I just wanted to get that off my mind, because I've been having this shit on my mind for like the last month and a half, and I finally decided to make a fucking video in regards to it. But if you guys are enjoying me doing the dishes and talking, I hope you're fucking enjoying it. And if you stay around this long, I applaud you. I really do, because not many people would just stay around for God knows how long this fucking video's been going on. But yeah, that's my cue. So give me a second, guys. I'm gonna get a towel, wash my hands real quick. I'm gonna end this video, dry my hands off, and I'm gonna upload this. So give me 1 second, guys. So if you guys did enjoy this video and you liked what I've had to say today, feel free to drop a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to hear more about how I feel about the trucking industry, or anything in regards to my life or what's going on in it, feel free to let me know down below. I will definitely try to please you guys as much as I possibly can. But for now, this is your boy Universal Veteran. Again, I'm signing off. As always, peace. I'm going to continue doing these motherfucking dishes, but I will talk to you guys later. Have a nice night, guys. Peace out again.